Hello everyone, this is Jordan. Welcome back to the Daily Gold YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for this weekly wrap-up of the gold and silver market. Hope you all had a great holiday week, and again, hope you all had a very Merry Christmas, and hope you're in bright spirits as we look forward to the new year. And as the new year is approaching, we have precious metals have been in a correction, but I think we're going to see some opportunity coming pretty soon, and I'm going to explain why. So let's get to the video. Okay, so starting off here, we've got the gold daily chart, silver daily chart, and very little has changed here in the last week. Gold, we talked about how it could bounce a little bit last week. It did bounce a little bit this week. Bit of a reversal today around 2650, so we can see here, looking at the short term, this is short-term resistance. So even if gold were to pop up again above here, I don't think it would be sustained. Again, resistance here. Then you have stiff resistance at 2,700. But we also have the strong support here at 2,450. I apologize. I think I was going to put in 2,450. Or maybe that's on the next chart. Anyway, okay, 2,550 support here, 2,450. So that should be strong support. We also have the 200-day moving average filling in here. So this is at 2490 now. So it looks like that is going to hit 2500 as we begin 2025. So like to see that. Gold, it broke below the 100-day moving average. I know other people have been talking about it. It was kind of wrestling with it this week. So maybe today, the way it closed the week, we can say it lost the moving average. So for now, I'm more focused on the 150-day here and, of course, the 200-day moving average. So it hasn't changed for gold. For silver, same thing. We had a bit of a rally, but then a nastier sell-off today. I mean, look at this candle just engulfing the previous day's candles compared to what we saw in gold. So you can see by looking at that this is a more nasty reversal in silver. And 30 was support. So we got the bounce here. Again, it bounced even here. So 3 bounces on the daily chart all the way up to here. False breakout above 32.5. Now it's come down here, rallied a bit, but could be losing 30 again. So that could bring into play 29 support. And of course, I talked about this last week. 400-day moving average here is coming up. So it's almost at 27. We're still seeing short-term weakness, but if we get some more selling to start the new year, the metals could get a lot more oversold. And that's a good thing because we may need to get a lot more oversold before we get a sustainable bounce. Okay, here are the annotations I was talking about. So weekly candle charts here for gold here, silver here. This is the weekly line chart for silver. And so this is where I put in the support. So 2450 here, 2550 weekly chart. This is the obvious clear support. The blue line is the 30-week exponential moving average. So normally we use simple moving averages. So that's the EMA. And you can see going back a few years, the blue line, I mean, this was support quite a few times. So I put that in here. It's right at 2550 right now, the 30-week EMA. Then you have the 200-day equivalent, again, 2490. So that's where we are. Not the last couple this week's candle, kind of a meh week. Nothing much. Same thing in silver. We can see the weekly for silver. There is support here at 29. 2 weeks ago, we bounced above it. Stiff resistance here at 32. You can see here. Rallied up to 32. Has come back. And here, again, here's the 400-day equivalent moving average. So that's coming up here. And again, the weekly line chart. Look at how beautiful, or how simple, I should say, the weekly line chart makes things. This was resistance here, resistance, battled with it here, support, rallied up to 34, 35 intraday. So now it's coming off 2672. So again, in the next month or two, are we going to see silver come down here and intersect with the 400-day moving average and this really strong support? So would love to see that. And you would get sentiment, which is already pretty shitty right now. Just imagine if silver goes down a couple more bucks. That's going to be set up for a significant bottom here in the first quarter. Now, looking at the gold stocks, I'm really starting to like what I'm seeing here technically. So here we have GDX, the XAU, XGD.TO, and this is like the Canadian GDX. So this is in Canadian dollars, and this is SILJ for the silver juniors. Now, let's look at GDX and XAU. These are bullish bases. I mean, we get into 2025, in another 3 or 6 months, we're looking at 5-year bases. These are 5-year bullish bases. These are legit bullish bases we're seeing in the gold stocks. So this is setting up for a big breakout move. And look at the Canadian gold stocks. And by the way, GDX, if you remove the dollar, because I was looking at this before I came on, you remove the dollar from GDX, this is what it looks like. It looks very similar to this. And so XGD, this is, I mean, look at this thing. This is a 14-year base. And again, you have the bullish 4-year base here. And if you look at SIL, which looks similar to this, SILJ, they're showing this is nearly, this is also nearly a 11, 12-year base. So, of course, not quite as strong as the gold stocks. This has more work to do. And by the way, this is down at the 400-day moving average. This still has a little bit more to go before it tests the 400-day. But this is just the big picture. I'm not talking about the next couple weeks, month or two. But looking at the very big picture here, if the economy rolls over and the Fed has to cut rates significantly, these babies are set up for a huge move, a really explosive breakout. It's going to be really significant. Okay, so let's get to more of the short term with the mining stocks. Again, here's GDX. This is a potential target, this resistance here, this red line. Still room to go before it comes down here and tests the 400-day. Same thing for GDXJ. SILJ has a little bit, I mean, it is at the 400-day, has a little bit more to go to get to 10 and this lateral support, which is strong. So, yes, the miners are, in a short-term sense, they're oversold. They're not extremely oversold yet. They're very weak. So you don't want to buy this yet. But last thing I want to get to, because I've talked about this a little bit, you guys know that I track breadth indicators. So this is GDXJ. This is a percentage of GDXJ, the top 30 stocks that are above the 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average, and 200-day moving average. So recently, the problem has been this has been too high. And this is the same for GDX and the HUI. This in the last week is starting to break. So this has come down. It's at 37% now. I think I apologize, I forget. I looked at it before. I think for the Huey, it might be at 34. So this is finally breaking. Now, based on the 20-day and the 50-day, when you go back a month or so, this low we had here, we called that a day or two before in our service because we noted this was at 0 and this was at 0 at the same time. But what we've been saying is, okay, these are really oversold, but to get a real important market bottom, a real sustainable rally in the mining stocks, you need this baby to come down below 20%, while these are also in the toilet. So this is finally coming down. So it's at 37 now. Again, same thing for the large caps. And so, look, you get more of a sell-off in the miners, GDXJ, GDX. They come down and test the 400-day. All these breadth indicators, really extremely oversold. The percentage above the 200-day, really extremely oversold below 20. That's setting up for a really strong buy signal. And if that occurs at the same time, like if you get some really weakening economic data at the same time, that could be setting up for a real significant low. So am I saying it's going to happen in the next day or the next week? Maybe not even the next month, but be on the lookout in the coming weeks. We could be seeing a significant low in the precious metal sector. That's just what I'm thinking heading into the weekend. Thank you so much for making it this long. Hope you all are enjoying the holidays. And that's all for this video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Hope you have a great weekend. And we'll talk to you again on Monday. I think I have a great interview scheduled for Macro Monday. So I'll talk to you then.